How you doing there, folks? What you're looking at here is the waterfront trail, and I intend to be walking about 77 miles of this trail coming up May 4th to 10th this year. The reason being is that the Canadian Mental Health Association has declared that this year's National Mental Health Week, the theme will be men and boys. Um, and since I am somewhat of a known um, men's human rights activist, I figure I should be doing something about it. There's a couple other reasons why, and we'll get into that now. I've written about suicide quite a bit, more than I'd like to. I've experienced a lot of it more than I'd like to, and some of the blowback as well. Some of you may recognize Chanty Binks here, who laughed and mocked at male suicide there at the University of Toronto at a lecture that was about men's issues. Yeah, there's that's one of the things I did. Hats off to you there, Chanty. You really showed us what feminism's all about there. This is my brother who committed suicide. This is some stats. This is an article I wrote about it. This is Earl, whom the men's human rights movement lost um, back in 2013, I believe it was, on April 26th. I talked to him 2 weeks before he killed himself. I really wish he had reached out and called me. Anyways, we're coming up on that anniversary as well. Um, we're constantly reminded of military suicides in the papers, and I would like to give a shout out to Terrence Popp, who has done an incredible job at exposing the absolutely deplorable way we treat our servicemen who are going through the family courts, and as well when they return home from where we send them. You know, we desperately need to treat these individuals much better than the way we treat them now. Again, check out Terrence Popp's work, specifically the final beat of the Purple Heart, I believe, is the video. Um, on the Canadian front here, we have the Canadian Mental Health Association here. Again, they have 11 papers for women's mental health, but only one for men, and they don't have. If you go to the article here, it'll be linked in the low bar. You'll see that they didn't have at this time here, at the time of writing this, a tab for men's mental health. They've known that they should be doing something about men's mental health since 1995. It was reiterated again in 2012. Um, to again, men are far more likely than to commit suicide than females. Males are far more likely to commit suicide than females, is what is actually said. Um, my brother's gravesite there. There's Jeb visited him. Unfortunately, this year I won't be visiting him on the anniversary of his death. I will be more than likely in Toronto because hopefully I'll be finishing up my walk by then. But there's personal reasons. Here we have the Canadian Mental Health Association, tweeted me on February 11th. This is when I kind of found out about it. Nobody in the news saw it fit to, make a news blurb about it as far as I could see. I didn't find any. I wasn't aware of any. But anyways, I was glad to hear of it. Here's one of their posters. I'm a little disappointed in their poster because it doesn't say that this year's mental health week, the theme is boys and men. But I get their, what they're saying here. Fine, there's two different words, and fine is with a ph, is saying you're fine when you're not, or saying you're good when you're not. Yeah, that's a little disappointed there. Their fact sheets are pretty cool. They got all ethnicities and race, religions, whatever, a broad spectrum. I just picked this one here because it shows a father and son, which I think is really good, positive message. We also need we need a positive message here. Um, Here they talk about more men are more 4 times more likely to die by suicide than women. They're also more likely than women to develop schizophrenia at a younger age. Um, they give basically say that the man up thing is not good, but again too soft is not good either, right? Some stoicism is good for both sexes, not just for men, but for both sexes. We can't be emotional fruitcakes all the time. Just social justice. We can't be Tumblr, Twitter, social justice warriors all the time. Where ban bossy. The bossy word offends us so completely that it shuts us down and forces us to fall into the fetal position. Let's be realistic about things here. Um, so yeah, their fact sheets are pretty good. I'm a little disappointed in them, but they are pretty good. Um, Now here they have Canadian Mental Health Association local events. I'm just going to go through these, kind of like one at a time. Here we have Alberta. They've got a few events, which is great. That's good. Um, British Columbia, a little disappointed in you. Come on, the men make up. Men are 4 times as likely as women to kill themselves, and you would think that British Columbia would want to do something about that. Um, Manitoba, same thing applies to you. New Brunswick, do you hear those voices? Those voices calling from the graves? Newfoundland, you too. Nova Scotia. All right, I know that there's some solid people out there Nova Scotia way. Make some phone calls. Get on there. Sandwich Heist. Make some phone calls. Ask some people to make some phone calls. Get some events happening. I'm going to skip Ontario for now. We'll come back to that in a second. Prince Edward Island. Really, come on. Out east, down by the bay by. It's not working. Are you hearing the drowned voices? The guys who, jump into the water. The suicide by water, by drowning. Really, come on. This is a national issue here. About 8 men a day compared to 2 women a day. We really need to address this issue. Quebec, the Belle Province ain't so belle. All right, get on this. Saskatchewan, doing an amazing job here. Mayor's luncheon, walk for awareness, which is what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing a walk for awareness. Mental Health Week barbecue, that sounds tasty. Mayor's luncheon, awesome. Annual Mayor's luncheon. This is all great stuff, Saskatchewan. That's awesome. Now we're going to come to Ontario here. Now, this is the one I'd like to go to. Sorry, Men and Mental Health Breakfast. Um, it's in Ottawa, the nation's capital. Jacques Legault, specializing in male psychology. I would like to talk to him. I really would. Possibly I'll get lucky and be able to interview him, or maybe Cafe would like to ask him to come out and give a talk. I would really like to talk to him. But also, there's some other things going on here. Ajax, Arts Council, Arts Show, that's great. Mental Health Awareness Talk, that's great. Go Station Giveaway, that's great. Men and Mental Health Breakfast, these are all great. But here's the one that just made me smack my head so hard off my freaking keyboard on the desk. Oh my fucking god here. Okay. Now let me make this blatantly clear. I love the women in the movement. Fuck. I actually I love all the people in the movement. Okay. I don't care if you stand to pee, squat to pee, cock your leg to pee. If you're willing to call out feminist bullshit, social justice warrior, horse fucking crap, I'm with you. You're a friend of mine. Okay. If you're willing to call out their idiocy, you're a friend of mine. I love and respect, people like Christina Hoff Sommers and Camille Paglia for speaking the truth. And these are feminists. These are people who identify themselves as feminists, but are not considered feminists by the feminist movement. It's we have some crazy things going on, and this is one of them. And I think this is like, a symptom of the craziness that's going on here. So here we have it's Mental Health Week for men and boys, and What does Woodstock, Ontario decide to do? Now, Women in Wellness presents The Art of Wellness during Men's Mental Health Week in Canada. I just really want to scream that this is absolutely unacceptable. And so you can Women in Wellness during Men's Mental Health Week in Canada. Does like, oh wow, okay, all right. So I'm just gonna point that out. But I really can't talk about it too much right now. I'm really kind of speechless. But there's another reason for this video. I want stickers for my walk for men's mental health. Okay, I want stickers, and this is the specifications. Okay, first they should be on a be able to fit on a 3.5 inch by 3.5 inch, piece of sticker, 3.5 inch by 3.5 inch sticker. Think short message, something that can be read by somebody in about 2 seconds, because they're either going to be walking by it or riding their bicycle by it. Okay, cars won't see it at that size. Um, the issues. Okay, we've got suicide, homelessness, um, over medication of young boys in school because they simply have no time to burn off their energy at recess anymore. These are just some of the issues. Feel free to look up some other issues. These are just the ones off the top of my head. Substance abuse. There's another one. Okay, these are men's mental health issues. Okay, um, and again, something that can be read in a 2 second, quickly in about 2 seconds. Now it's going to have the Danny Boy stamp on it because hey, that's I'm walking. All right, and I'm going to make a suggestion that donations for this walk go to an organization as yet to be named. Okay, but it's going to be one that I have faith in and one that I believe is going to take care of men's mental health issues. Okay. Um, Other than that, good talking to you there, folks. Thanks for listening. Look forward to seeing you soon. Some big announcements coming, and I'm looking forward to your submissions, your ideas, your creativeness for the stickers. I'm going to pony up the money for about 1,000 of them. Okay, that's actually going to take a substantial amount of my savings right now. Just kind of recovering from Christmas and a few other odds and sods. I fronted the Bill Cosby gig and a couple other things there too. So yeah. Um, all right, there, guys. Oh, I didn't front the whole Cosby gig, but I did front a lot of it. Okay, so yeah, I won't say that I fronted it all. I shouldn't. I would like to make that clear right now. So yeah, sticker designs, please, folks, give me a hand on this, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Danny Boy out.